Welcome back to the Football Heritage. We're back again with another edition. This time around, we are bringing you the preview to the games in the Premier League and La Liga. Even though there were a lot of games played this May week, but due to some personal reason, we couldn't be here. And we're back again. Welcome, Mr. Yaya Kone and Filippo Inzaghi. Welcome to another edition, the weekend preview edition on the Football Heritage. So, the first game we'll be looking at today is the Liverpool game. Liverpool will be playing against Brentford. Liverpool will be playing against Brentford. Liverpool currently, they are 4 point clear in the Premier League title race with a game in hand to be played in February against Everton. And Liverpool May week drew away to third place Nottingham Forest. This season Forest, they are in magnificent form, playing some scintillating football, and Liverpool drew away to them. They dropped points, having dropped 2 points against Manchester United before the Forest game. So now Liverpool, they have dropped points in their last two Premier League games. But their next opposition is Brentford, away to Brentford. And if we look at the last 5 meetings between Brentford and Liverpool, Brentford one win against Liverpool and 4 defeats. So Liverpool have the edge when it comes to their last 5 meetings. Brentford won only one. They lost 4 times to Liverpool. But Liverpool, their last 5 games in the Premier League, they won 3, they drew 2. And as for Brentford, they are 11th place in the Premier League with 28 goals. Their last 5 games in the Premier League, 1 win, 2 losses, and 2 draws. And their last game in the Premier League May week, they drew 2-2 at home to struggling Manchester City. They were down 2-0 with less than 10 minutes to go, but they came back, they scored 2 late goals to equalize. So, Mr. Colin, let me come to you. Liverpool currently they are first place, 4 points clear of Arsenal with a game here, but they have drew their last 2 Premier League games, and they are away to Brentford. What's your take on that game?
Well, I first want to say good evening to you, Musa Kone, good evening to Vibwe, good evening to our listener, well wisher, all of our followers. We want to apologize to each and every one of you for not being on the show um, during the May week, but due to some family problem. But how you being said, welcome back. Thanks you guys for follow this page, keep sharing, keep liking, and also comment. All right. To the Liverpool game, Liverpool in the last 2 games, like you read this today, couldn't pull out a win. But I want to take into consideration those things that Liverpool played. Manchester United being a struggling team, trying to to recover from the terrible performance so far this season. And the Liverpool game was the first game this season for Man United to pull off such a performance. So it was a difficult one for Liverpool. I know Anfield is a tough era to go. It's a tough place to go for Manchester United for any other team um, this season. But Man United stood their ground. They put out a good fight, and Liverpool were also good, but they couldn't get the win. And then the same with the third place team, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is the only team that defeated Liverpool in the Barclays Premier League this season. So they fought hard to maintain their 100% record against Liverpool. That was a really terrible, not terrible, but challenging game. It was entertaining. It was fascinating. But Liverpool being a very solid team this season to defeat, they still managed to pull out a draw. Um, I know they wanted to win, especially if you lost to the team in the first leg, and now you in the title race. You don't want to keep dropping points in such a manner. But it was a tricky match and a fair result for both sides. I think that both teams deserve a point from that game. Um, but I think I want to talk a little bit about the reason why Liverpool struggled in those two games. I talked about it before. Liverpool right by, then they left by. Um, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Henderson, Robertson. Sorry, those guys they are not at the task this season. All right, the team been performing, but individually those guys been struggling in games. We have seen the number of penalty Robertson are cost for Liverpool. We've seen um, the underperforming from Trent Alexander-Arnold in those games. So those guys need to step up their game. And I also want to talk about Mo Salah not scoring in those games. Like I know he scored a penalty in against Man United, but he's the main man for Liverpool. He's their top scorer. If this guy cannot get the ball in the back at the back of the net, Liverpool is going to struggle. All right, because they're conceding goals so easily. You saw those goals that is conceded against Man United. Um, they also conceded so simple goal against Nottingham Forest. We saw that. So those are challenges they're facing right now. All right, their defense, especially the wing back, the two wing back, they've been struggling. So it makes it easy for people to get at them and score goals. The center defense is good. They're doing extremely well. Van Dijk, Konate was injured and all those stuff. So they kind of struggle in those two games. But again, with all those performances, they still managed to pull out a draw. All right, they still managed to pull out a draw, which was good for them. If you can't get the win, you try to get a draw. That's a point. It's better than 0 point. I know it gave um, another edge to Arsenal because Arsenal won again midweek against Tottenham Sports. They cut down 2 points, but they still have the chance to win the outstanding again to increase the gap to 7 points. They have a game tomorrow. Um, they need to win that game. I know Brentford is the tough side. They got West side. They got Bremen. Those two guys are very difficult to handle in games. We saw them against Man City, uh, especially in the last 15 minutes in Man City match. They were so unstoppable. Those guys are difficult to handle. So it's going to be a tricky match tomorrow for Liverpool. But I think this is the time for Liverpool to stand their ground, um, get back on winning ways. You need it. You can't afford to drop another points right now because Arsenal have closed the gap. That's why you get in an outstanding match. The outstanding match, anybody can win it. Anything can happen. So you got to maintain a gap. It's 4 points gap. Forget about 7 points right now. It's 4 points gap. So they need to put in everything in that game tomorrow. Get a 3 points and continue moving on. So my prediction for that match is going to be tricky. It's going to be tough. By the end of the day, Liverpool is going to win that game 2-1.
All right. Thank you very much for that prediction. Philip Inzaghi, Liverpool, they are 4 points clear in the Premier League title race. And they drew their last two games in the Premier League. And tomorrow they will be playing against Brentford, a very stumble team, but they are struggling. They have only won one of their last five games. And they have also won only one of their last five Premier League games against Liverpool, losing four. and Liverpool, they are top of the table. They are only lost one game this season, and Nottingham Forest is the only team that beat Liverpool this season in the Premier League. The only team that beat Liverpool this season in the Premier League is Nottingham Forest. And as you can see, Forest, they are third place. You see, they are one of the most informed teams in the Premier League alongside Newcastle. The two most informed teams in the Premier League right now, they are Nottingham Forest and Newcastle. So for me, I don't think it was a bad result. Say, Filippo Inzaghi, what's your take on that game tomorrow? Liverpool against Brentford.
Well, to everyone who watching our show tonight, I extend my sincere gratitude. My salutation also go to my two dynamic brothers tonight. It was some problem that would not be here in the May week, but due to our problem, at least due to some family problem, was not able to attend. But thank God today we are back. Well, and tomorrow game, Liverpool was a Brentford is a good game tomorrow. We all know that Liverpool is on top, and now Brentford is one of the stubborn teams because they want to play tomorrow for win. They just draw against Manchester City. They gone down, even though they concede in the second half. They concede 2 goals. Second half started and blockaded. They tried to battle Manchester City, and they were able to equalize the 2 goals at the dying minute. So it was very good for them. They were deserved to catch up without 1 point. It was not very bad. And now they are going against Liverpool tomorrow, and we all know that Liverpool is they are tapping the table now, and Liverpool is a good team. Liverpool just draw the gone down in the May week, and we are looking at Liverpool. They are two sides. Actually, they are getting tired, but the coach just have to look at and bench somebody. The two winger, he bench them. At least he try to bring another 2 substitute players that will be able to fill out the gap, because it cannot be continuing. You see the 2 winger when they are not producing at that particular period of time we are in now. You are on top of the table. You are leading with 4 points different beyond the second and the third. You are coming closer to you, and everybody is looking at you. You want to carry something this season. If you are not perform, it's not going to be good for you. So actually, it's not good. And in midfield, they are playing. They are very well. The attacker.
So Inzaghi, what's your prediction for the game? You think we're gonna win? Looking at the two teams.
They're going to be 3-1.
To who? Brentford or Liverpool?
Liverpool going to be 3-1.
All right, Filippo Inzaghi, thank you for that brilliant analysis. It's gonna be a good game tomorrow. Liverpool, despite Liverpool drawing their last 2 games in the Premier League, and I think no matter Manchester United position, no matter the players at Manchester United, that game against Man U was a derby game, and derby game everybody can be up for it. Even me, as old as I am, you put me in the share in the derby, I'm gonna be up for it. So derby game result can determine anything. It doesn't matter the form. Everybody can get off for a derby. And the last game, May week, they draw at Nottingham Forest. In my opinion, I think that's a good point for Liverpool, even though they were disappointed, because Nottingham Forest goalkeeper, he made a lot of saves in that game, and he kept Nottingham Forest in the game. But getting a point, looking at Forest, they are one of the most informed teams right now in the Premier League. I think that was a vital point, because Arsenal still need to go to Forest, and not many teams will get result in Forest this season. because of their form. This is why they are third place in the Premier League. And Brentford, they will be all for it. Counter attack. That's how they play. They're going to sit back and try to hit Liverpool on the break because they have two of the best players right now in the Premier League. Wissa, as you can see on the screen, he has 11 goals in the Premier League. And Mbeumo has 13 goals in the Premier League. So those two guys, they have 24 goals combined. 24 goals in the Premier League. So they're going to be a threat for Liverpool because both of them on a counter, on a break, they are dirty. And but Liverpool, I think Mo Salah, he has to do more because he is the point guy. He is the main man in our squad. So he has to do more tomorrow. But I still fancy Liverpool to win. I think they will be too strong for Brentford because Brentford going to give you a lot of chances. As we saw against Manchester City, Man City had close to 20 or 22 chances in that game. Man City also gave them a lot of chances. And Liverpool, they have a better defense than Man City. So the way they play against Man City, if they do that against Liverpool, they're going to get crucified. So I'm going for a 4-2 Liverpool win. Going to be a high-scoring game because I believe Mbeumo or Wissa, one of them going to score, or the both of them. So I'm going for 4-2 in favor of Liverpool. And we now move on to the Arsenal game. Arsenal take on Aston Villa, the team that made Arsenal to lose the Premier League title last season because they beat Arsenal twice, particularly the last game, their last meeting. It was like less than 10 games to go in the Premier League, and that was the only loss for Arsenal at the end of the Premier League. And tomorrow is at the Emirates. Arsenal second place right now, 43 points, 2 points above Forest, and 4 points behind Liverpool. It's going to be a cracking game tomorrow. So, Mr. Connor, what's your view on that game? Arsenal against Aston Villa. Muted.
Arsenal is it's always a tough game going against Aston Villa, especially the former coach being in charge of Aston Villa. All right. It's always a tough game because we saw the first leg. We saw last season what happened. So from the Aston Villa point of view, they want to do that. I think their coach got something to prove to Arsenal. Arsenal also will be going for a revenge. Besides that, they won again. Spurs, they won their London derby, so they're looking at it to be a motivation. That result was good for them. They needed it. Every aspect of it. They cut down some points, and they also managed to defeat their London rival. So it was a good result for Arsenal. They're missing some player. They're missing their key player, Bukayo Saka, to injury, and then Gabriel Jesus is off as well. So it was a fantastic result for them. Now going to Aston Villa game with that confidence, with that result, with that good result, it's going to get them more confident. They're going to be confident going to the game tomorrow. They know it's a tricky match. Ateta know that. The players themselves know that. They want to do everything possible tomorrow to get a good result, especially win. Draw is not going to be good for them tomorrow because if Liverpool win the game and then Arsenal draw, is going to be going back to square one to where they was prior to that game in the midweek. So Arsenal want to do everything humanly possible to win that game. I know it's going to be tough. Aston Villa are going to be on the defensive. They're going to not defensive. They're going to be on the offensive as well because they know they got the quality. They got so many quality in the Aston Villa team that can cause Arsenal a lot of problem. The same with Arsenal. So that game for me, it's a 50-50 match. It's a 50-50 match. Anybody can win that game tomorrow. But my prediction are going for 2-2 draw because the two teams playing similar football. They're going to play attacking football. They're going to keep attacking each other. Nobody's going to sit back to defend because um, Arsenal won't win. Aston Villa won't win. They know the records are there. The coach want to prove a point. The Aston Villa coach want to prove a point. The way he left Arsenal, he didn't like it, so he got that mileage against Arsenal. Every time he going against Arsenal, you can see it from the way he plays, the way he positions his player, the way he makes the player to be aggressive towards the Arsenal team. So it's going to be a tough match, but I go for 2-2 draw tomorrow.
Thank you very much for that. Fedebo Inzaghi, tomorrow Arsenal, they are at home at the Emirates against Aston Villa. And their last five meeting in the Premier League, Arsenal, they won 3, Aston Villa won 2. Right now, Arsenal second place, and Aston Villa, they are 7th place in the Premier League table. But the last 5 games in the Premier League, they lost 1, won 3, draw 1. Arsenal last 5 games in the Premier League, they won 4, draw 1. So what's your take on the game tomorrow?
I think that game is going to be a hard game tomorrow. I'm going for Arsenal. Arsenal is going to beat that game tomorrow because they're going for revenge. So I believe that Arsenal is going to beat tomorrow 2-1.
All right, Fedebo Inzaghi, thank you very much for that prediction. It's a tricky game tomorrow, and Arsenal may win the gully result against Tottenham Hotspur. They always beat Tottenham at the Emirates. The last time Tottenham won a game at the Emirates Stadium in the Premier League was 2010 when they still have people like Gary Bale. That's a long time ago. And so winning against Tottenham or struggling Tottenham, we get like 11 to 12 injuries with no defense was not something that was magnificent because everybody expected it. And Arsenal, they were wasteful in that game. They had a lot of chances to score. But Tottenham, they shot themselves in the legs. Especially the last goal Arsenal scored, that was a gift. And Aston Villa are different opposition. They get a very good goalkeeper. Former Arsenal goalkeeper, he will be off for it, Martinez. And they have a very good defense, better than the Sport defense. And they have a very good attack. John Duran can start or Ole Watkins and a very good midfield. So it's gonna be a very, very difficult game. Arsenal, they haven't been good for the past few games. Even though they won, but they have not been good. I can see Aston Villa nicking it because Arsenal, their entire front line is dreadful, especially with Bukayo Saka. Saka is the main man in our front line. If you look at the rest, and Jesus, as expected, he is out for the rest of the season. Only people who are deluded expected Jesus to end the season. This guy is injury prone as expected. He's gone. So they have Trossard, Martinelli, with Kai Havertz and Sterling. You're not going to get a lot of goals from those 4 guys. Impossible. So they're going to struggle again, as always, in front of goal. They're going to miss a lot of chances. And you can do that against team like Aston Villa. So I can see Villa winning 2-1. Fedebo Inzaghi, I hope you're marking the prediction down.
Yeah,
So
yes.
Arsenal, my prediction for that game, Arsenal 1, Villa 2. I think Villa going to win, but it's going to be a very, very difficult game because especially if Liverpool playing first, if Liverpool win, a lot of pressure going to be on Arsenal. But I still expect Aston Villa to win because the form they are in right now, and they are playing better than Arsenal. So I'm going for a Villa win. So Villa 2-1. And let's just look at the rest of the Saturday game. Okay, let's talk about Barcelona game first. Then we just the rest of the game we just predict. Um, so Saturday Barcelona,
United and Brighton. Oh, that's Sunday. Yeah.
yeah, Saturday Barcelona will be away to Getafe, and Barcelona in a super call they won against Real Madrid 5-2. They won their King score game 5 goals again. But if we look at a recent form in La Liga, it is absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Their recent form in La Liga, the last 8 games in La Liga, that is since they defeated Real Madrid 4 goals to 0 in La Liga. Since that game, they have played 8 La Liga games with just 2 wins. That's not a good record. 4 defeats, 2 victory, and 2 draw. That is abysmal. That is not a good record in La Liga. And Getafe, their last 5 La Liga game with Getafe, Barcelona, they have won 3, they draw 2. So Getafe are winless against Barcelona in a last 5 meeting. But it's football game. Getafe is playing home. So it's gonna be a hard game. And Barcelona currently sit 3rd place in La Liga. Half of the season gone. Real Madrid 19 games played. Atletico Madrid 19, Barcelona 19. 3rd place Barcelona 38 points. 5 points behind. 2nd place Real Madrid and 6 points behind Atletico Madrid. Mr. Corner, what's your take on that game tomorrow? Barcelona game. You muted.
Yeah. It's Barcelona is having the best time of their life for the past couple of seasons. Um, Beating Madrid is always something good for Barcelona. It's always enjoyable, especially winning Madrid in the final with such a huge score, and then they came back in the Copa del Rey. Real Betis they demolished Real Betis as well, almost similar score. So they they kind of enjoying their moment right now, but we know they've been struggling in La Liga. That's a whole different tournament. But the good thing about it, they're playing well. They're scoring goals. They won against one of the best teams in the league, which is Real Madrid. I know that was a Super Cup. It's not major tournament, but yet them stay. Every time those two teams meet, um, the rivalry always make things difficult. It always change the dynamic of the game. You always see them going for everything. Everybody putting time except for Real Madrid of recent. They've been so based on when they're playing against Barcelona in their last 2 meetings. So um, it's going to be an interesting one tomorrow. Getafe is a team that always sit back, especially when they're playing against Real Madrid, Barcelona. They always like to sit back and just catch you on the break. They like to defend heavily, but they the Barcelona front three they in a fantastic form right now. They're scoring goals for fun. They're creating a lot of chances. I don't think Getafe going to be strong enough tomorrow to stop them, despite Barcelona uh, uh, performance in La Liga. I think Barcelona going to be too strong for Getafe tomorrow. They might try to stop them, but it's going to be difficult because those guys on fire. Um, um, Lamine Yaman, Lewandowski, Rafinha, those 3 guys on fire. They kind of unstoppable right now. But you never know. There could be an upset in that game tomorrow. Um, they can defend heavily to try to stop Barcelona from scoring. If that happens, it's going to be surprising. But with the current form of the last since 2025, Barcelona been playing some fantastic football. I'm not looking at it to be only in La Liga, different tournament, but what I saw them playing, they could be um, too good or too strong for Getafe tomorrow. So my prediction for that game tomorrow is going to be 3-1 in favor of Barcelona.
All right, thank you very much. Inzaki, Barcelona they play away to Getafe tomorrow, and as you can see on the stream, Barcelona they are third place in La Liga, and they have struggled since they beat Real Madrid 4-0 in La Liga. Even though they beat Real Madrid in the Kings Cup 5 goals to in the Super Cup 5 goals to 2, and they also won in the Kings Cup with higher score. Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Robert Lewandowski doing their thing, and they have scored the highest goal in La Liga. They score more goals in La Liga than any other team, 51 goals score. But as we always say here, they have a lot of young players and they are inexperienced. What's your take, Inzaghi?
Well, our team Barcelona is trying to recover they are happy to recover their mistakes in La Liga now because they are trying to prove to people that actually they are capable of winning game because they feel they two games they just play actually they are making progress. They are playing well and also they are scoring. They are attacker, they are sharp. In the midfield, they are brilliant. They're also doing well. And now they're going against Getafe tomorrow. That is going to be a good game for them. If they can beat tomorrow, that will improve their team too. Because in La Liga they were down for some time, they were struggling. And now there's another opportunity for them now. If they can beat tomorrow, maybe they'll be able to close some gap. Or I believe that they have a good team now. This 2025, if they can continue winning, it's good for them. But Barcelona, I'm going for Barcelona tomorrow. They're going to be something like 4-1.
Thank you very much, Philip Inzaghi, for that. Uh, I think Barcelona they have the edge here, even though it will not surprise me if they don't win because, as we've been saying, young players they are very inconsistent, and you cannot depend on young players for the entire season because they're gonna be inconsistent, and they have a lot of them: Lamine Yamal, Kobasi, Casado, Gavi, Pedri, just to name few. They have a lot, and they're gonna be inconsistent. And one thing, if they are not careful, they're gonna burn all Lamine Yamal because he is the one that Barcelona depend on. And depending on a 17-year-old to carry you through, that is unfair. That is not a good thing for a football club to do because he's so young. He should be coming from the bench, play one game this week. The following week, he comes from the bench the last 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Or else they're going to burn that kid out like what they did to Ansu Fati. We all saw Ansu Fati when he came. He was a very good young player. They gave him the number 10 when Messi left, and everybody was praising him. But they burned that kid out. Now he's struggling to get fit. He is always injured. So if they don't take care of Lamine Yamal, similar thing going to happen, and they're going to kill his career. You are Barcelona. You should not be depending on a kid like that for the entire season. He should be like play one game, play two games here and there until he can be like 19, 20. But the demand on that kid is too much. But tomorrow they're going to win, in my opinion. I think they're going to win 4-0. But anything can happen, or draw or
Well,
loss will not surprise me.
what Musa just said about burning 17, 18 years of kids, I think Real Madrid is one of the teams that are very good at managing their young player. We see Hendrik right now. He's eager. He want to play, but he sometimes he sit on the bench for like 4 or 5 games. You don't even get a minute. And if you get a minute, maybe like five, 5, 6, 7 minutes. That this season, yesterday, the game Madrid won against Celta Vigo was one of his best game. He scored 2 in that game. He came off the bench in, I think, 80 minutes or something like that. And then Celta Vigo managed to equalize, and then they won extra 30 minutes. So he got some time. You can see that kid is good. But people try to criticize him. Oh, he came, they're not playing him. But they don't understand the footprint of Real Madrid getting or integrating into their starting team as a young players. They always let you to sit on the bench. Vanisha went through that. Rodrigo went
Yeah.
through that. Now is his time. All right.
He and Ada Gula.
Right, Ada Gula, both of them going through that, and I believe when they remain patient, not in rush to move to another club, they're going to be a very good access to Real Madrid. So younger player got to be taken care of. Barcelona is not doing that right now because they're desperate. They want to win something. Those kids are good, you know. They got so many good kids in that Barcelona team, but you got to look at their future. You got to take care of them because when a player at that age become an injury pro in a season, he get a 4-5, injury. That's a serious problem. All right, you do that 2 season, it's a serious problem. Getting to a 20, 21, he's already done. All right, Ansu Fati is a very good example. So they really got to manage their younger player well. They need to do that. And this is the time they need to do it because they got so many young players in our squad. The kids are playing that defense called Kobasi. He's one of those. He's very, very good, but the number of games he's playing for his age, I don't think it's good for him.
Yeah. So we'll just go through the prediction for the rest of Saturday fixture. The first game 6:30 Central Time, early morning. If you live Central Time Zone, the East Coast 7:30. Newcastle United against Bournemouth. Newcastle United, they are currently fourth place in the Premier League. They have won their last 6 Premier League games, and they are playing Bournemouth. Bournemouth too, they are 8th place in the Premier League. Their last 5 games, they have not lost. So what's your prediction, Mr. Connor, for that game?
It's going to be a cricket match. Bournemouth, we saw them against Chelsea, but Newcastle is fantastic form. Newcastle striker is unstoppable right now. He's on fire. Isak is really, really doing excellent job for Newcastle. So and they're playing at the St. James's Park. Mind you, no team go over there and you don't struggle. So Newcastle got the edge. I believe it's going to be a tough one. Bournemouth is going to come out there as well, but Newcastle going to come out 3-2 victory against Bournemouth. So my prediction is 3-2 in favor of Newcastle.
Philip Inzaghi, what's your prediction?
Newcastle and Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And my prediction is 2-1.
All right, my prediction is
3-1 in favor of who?
Newcastle 2.
Oh, okay.
Bournemouth 1. You
Okay,
said
my prediction 3-1 to Newcastle. I said 3-2.
3-2 in favor of Newcastle.
My prediction is 3-1 to Newcastle. Alexander Isak, he has scored in his last 8 Premier League games, 8 consecutive games. He's closing on Jimmy Vardy and Ruud van Nistelrooy record. And Leicester City in the relegation zone, they will be at home to Fulham. What's your prediction, Mr. Connie?
I give that to Leicester City, 2-1 in favor of Leicester City.
What about you, Philip Inzaghi? Leicester for the Fulham.
2-2.
2-1 to Fulham. Leicester 1, Fulham 2. That's my prediction. I can't see Leicester winning again. I think they're going to be relegated.
Please. But yeah,
I said 2-1 in favor of Leicester.
2-1. I say 2-2.
I said 2-1 to Fulham.
I want to go for a man, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
2-1 to Fulham. Leicester 1, Fulham 2. And West Ham United, the last game in the Premier League. Saturday, West Ham United was at Crystal Palace. What's your prediction for that, Mr. Connie?
1-0 to Crystal Palace.
Isaki, what's your prediction? West Ham against Crystal Palace.
1-1.
Okay, it's gonna be 2-2, 2-2 draw. So 2-2. And would that just predict the last game Saturday La Liga because we have to do them justice. They are tapping La Liga. Atletico Madrid, first place in La Liga, and the most informed team in Europe. They have won their last 15 games in all competition. Even though they can play ugly to win, their football is not pretty, but they always get the job done.
Thiago Simone.
Thiago Simone always get the job done.
That's
15
Simone game right there.
consecutive win. The most informed team in you. What's your prediction, Mr. Corner, for that game? And they are away to, just hold on 1 second. They are away to Leganes, struggling Leganes. What's your prediction for that game?
I call them this season they sleeping giant. They're not playing pretty football like you regularly see that. They play sometimes they just defend in a dime minute and win the game. Sometimes they struggle throughout the game. You can get a 2-0 lead against Atletico at the end of the day. They come out with a draw. I mean with a win against you. So that game is gonna be a tough one. So I go for 1-1. Lagana is struggling, I know that, but they also give people tough time. So that's a 1-1 again tomorrow.
Felipe Zaghi, what's your prediction? Leganes and Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid going to be 2-1.
2-1 Atletico Madrid. Yeah, my prediction for that game. Scrappy 1-0 win. Last minute of time, 1-0 Alvarez. The injury time, 1-0 win to Atletico Madrid. So we now move on to Sunday. Sunday we have Manchester United will be at home to Brighton, and Man United struggling in the Premier League.
I don't think Man United is struggling anymore since that game against Liverpool. For me, I wouldn't say they're
struggling in the Premier League, and their last 2 games, 1 draw, 1 win. They lost their previous 3 games before that, and they sit 12th place in the Premier League table, and they will be at home to Old Trafford against Brighton. And Brighton, they are a very good team, a very difficult team to beat. They always give big club tough time. Very difficult to beat, and they are one of those smaller teams who have a edge against Manchester United in recent time. So, Felipe Inzaghi, what's your take on that game?
Well, Manchester United, they are not struggling. Coach Amorim, he trying to transform the team. Yesterday, Gibson was very brilliant for them yesterday. At the dying minute, they tried to frustrate Southampton. I believe that they played very well and they dominate the game and they will deserve to beat the game. And that is the same thing they're going to use tomorrow against Brighton on Sunday. And they have good team for that. They're going to be tomorrow. They're going to be Sunday by 2-1. My prediction.
Thank you. Mr. Konami, Manchester United play Brighton tomorrow. Brighton is one of the tough teams in the Premier League. And especially big games, they always make it difficult for the opposition. And they play Man United Sunday at Old Trafford. What's your take on that game?
Man United doing their last 3 games, they did an excellent job. Putting a draw against Liverpool was one of their toughest tasks so far this season, or so far for Ruben Amorim, the new manager. He did a fantastic job in that game. So, and then they came from there. They pulled out a good fight against Arsenal. We saw that in the FA Cup, and now they won against Bournemouth 3-1. I know they treated in that game, but the thing is attitude. You just establish that, make it part of your belief in it, Every time you go into a game, no matter what the score line is, you keep pushing, you keep fighting. So I think the mentality since the new coach came, they struggle a little bit when he came in a few matches that they play, they struggle, and then gradually they get into themselves. Gradually, they adapt into the system. We said this before that it was a transitional period. This guy just came in. He needed to do a lot of work, and he needed to talk to a lot of players. All his messages needed to get across to the players, and it took time. It's not just going to happen overnight, but we start to see the results. We saw that against Liverpool. We saw that against Arsenal, and now he just won 3-1 against Bournemouth. So Sunday match is going to be another tough challenge for him. It's going to be another tough task. So this guy getting somewhere. I believe he got something set up for Man United. He got something good that he's working on. Um, it's just going to take time to before he start executing whatsoever plan that he got for them. Um, it's going to be a tricky one. All right, from the Brighton perspective, they got a lot of good um, players on that team. They got a lot of players that can cause any defense in the world. It can cause you problem. Um, so it's not going to be an easy match. It's going to be a tough one. They're going to keep pushing. They know what Man United start to do now. Their past three games. So those two coaches will be they're reading each other again, reading each other tactics and all this. So I know they've been so hard on Man United of the past season. They've been giving us so much trouble. But this is a whole different manager we're talking about. This guy is different from Ten Hag, Man United former coach. So his title, his mentality is well different from the previous coach. All right, so it's going to be a tough one. But at the end of the day, I believe Man United is going to win again, especially playing at Old Trafford. After playing three games without loss, 1-2, draw one. So it's a lot of confidence. There's a lot of confidence coming back to the team. I think those kind of result you needed, and once they keep coming, you're just gonna keep working. They're gonna keep working on that confidence and all the stuff to keep pushing. So they're not waiting to lose any game right now. They're not waiting to grab points, no matter who it is. We saw them fighting against the best team in the Premier League so far this season, which are Liverpool, especially at a difficult ground, Anfield. So once they can do it against Liverpool, Man United can do it against any other team. So they're going to be all for it tomorrow on Sunday. They're going to keep pushing. They're going to show to people it was not just mistake from Arsenal or from Liverpool that gave them those results, but actually the hard work they put in a lot of energy. So it pays off for them, and they're going to keep pushing for that. So I believe Man United is going to win again 2-1.
All right, thank you very much. For me, it's gonna be a very hard game because Man United always struggle against Brighton, and Brighton they are a very good team. They play very good football. They are not scared to attack. They don't care who you are, whether you the world best or the African best. They don't care. And Man United have to win. 12th place is not a good position, even though the Premier League season is done for Man United. We're just playing to just avoid relegation because the team cannot qualify for Europe using the Premier League. So Man United only need to focus on the FA Cup and the Europa League, but it's gonna be a very very hard game tomorrow. So I think Man United gonna win 3 goals to 2. That's my prediction, but it will be a very very hard game. And we now go on to the last game for Sunday in the Premier League. Ipswich Town will be at home to
Yes.
Manchester City.
We didn't get Everton and Tottenham prediction.
No. We get a prediction. We're talking about the one we're discussing. Don't
Okay.
worry. Ipswich Town, they are 18th place in the Premier League. They are last 5 games in the Premier League. They won 1 draw, 1 loss, 3. And for City, Man City currently they are 6th place. They only lost 1 of their last 5 games, but they only won 2. As we all know, the 2 games they won in recent time. And what they did midweek against Brentford was unacceptable. You cannot be 2-0 up with less than 10 minutes, not 20, not 15, not 30, less than 10 minutes to go. Then you throw it away. You draw 2-2. That is unacceptable. And it's going to be a very hard game for City because they gave so many chances away to team. Filippo Inzaghi, looking at City, they are struggling, even though they only lost 1 of their last 5 games. But if you look at the 2 games they won in a run, away to Leicester City, they won 2-0, and Leicester has so many chances to score. Again, West End at home to West End, they won 4-1. But West End has so many chances. City could have been 3-0 down in the first 6 minutes. If West End, if they were clinical. So what's your take on the game at Ipswich on Sunday?
Well, City they are not up to their best yet because they are still struggling. When you look at their performance, actually it's not very encouraging. The player then they are being the fatigue is catching some of them, and the Guardiola is not seeing such a thing like that. At least sometimes you got to give the young players, some of the young players, chance for them to prove themselves. Because we saw their male game just come down. Are you leading somebody 2-0 in a 80 minute? You allow the poison to come and equalize your 2 goals. Actually, that is not a good result. That is not a good something Pep Guardiola will know before. That is not very acceptable as what he just said. So it's not very good. As a team, when you believe like that, you always look at Liverpool draw them from midweek, and Arsenal beat Chelsea draw. Instead of you going on top, then you try at that dying minute you go equalize your 2 goals. Actually, City is still struggling, but tomorrow game against Ashes at the Sunday. Playing Ashes on Sunday actually is going to be another disaster game. Even though when they are beating, you only beat let's go maybe something like 1-0 like that because they are not performing really. Yeah.
So 1-0, right?
My prediction is 1-0.
To who?
Manchester City will be 1-0.
Manchester City 1-0. So you think they're gonna keep clean sheet? All right,
Yes,
thank you very much, Filippo Inzaghi. Mr. Colin Amikando, City, they are 6th place, and they are still struggling, even though they have lost only 1 of their last 5 Premier League games. They won 2, but yet they are 6th place in the Premier League table. 35 points, equal point with Aston Villa, 1 point above Bournemouth. And tomorrow opposition is Ipswich, even though they are in relegation zone. Even though Ipswich is in relegation zone, but if you watch them playing, especially at home, they play good football.
Yeah.
Chelsea can tell you that. Even again, Man United, again Liverpool, they play well. Liverpool won them, but they play well. Looking at City, their defense is absolutely dreadful. What's your take on the game?
Well, we said this about City team. City's season is over when it comes to the back of the Premier League. They're done. The only thing City's going to keep pushing for right now, it should be maybe in the Champions League. They say in our league, and then the FA Cup as well. But for the Premier League, City is only fighting on to be part of the first four, so they can qualify for Champions League next season. Um, it's going to be like that throughout the season. The inconsistencies of that performance, we have said this over the over. Um, there's a lot of tireless in the City team, particularly in the midfield. Those guys drop so many energy. All right. How can you be leading 2-0 against Brentford close to the 80 minute? And then those guys came from behind and equalized. I think if they were having another time, they could have beaten City in that match. So it's just the same old thing we've been seeing since their bad form started. We've been seeing that the first couple of games, the energy they reserve during their summer break and all this stuff. So as soon as the season resumes, they have a little energy. They bring them out because those guys been playing for so long. Um, there's no um there's nothing in that City team that can save them to give them the Premier League this season with the outstanding performance from Arsenal and Liverpool and Arsenal. So you can be your main rival or your eye rival dropping points, and then you're going against Brentford, you win the league, and then you win and drop another point. So it just showed that season over. That game tomorrow is going to be a tough one. Uh, it's going to be a tough one because Ipswich, they got some goalkeepers up front that can
Leon
cause anything.
Delap,
But
Hutchison.
yeah, that can cause any team serious problem. We saw Dillard against Chelsea. We saw him against Liverpool. He been fantastic this season, especially when you go in again a bigger side. He always want to prove a point. He's good. He's a very good striker, and he's young. He got the energy. So they got a lot of energy in the Ipswich team. The problem about that team is well mature. They're not used to the Premier League. The Premier League is a tough one. It's a tough league when you come from the championship and then just to adapt and start winning games. It's a tough one. And mind you, those guys fighting relegation. They're in a relegation zone, so the fighting relegation battle is always a tough game when you're going against them. That's why your performance or your standard on the table. So we saw Liverpool struggle again, and we saw them won Chelsea 2-0. So it's always a tough side to anybody that goes to the ground. So having said that, that game is going to be an open game tomorrow. On Sunday, it's going to be an open game, but equally so, Man City being a big team and what experiencing the defending champion, they won the league so many times in succession. Um, they're struggling, but it's going to be off and on. They just draw the again. They don't want to drop another point. They want to keep going. They want to keep pushing. So I give the edge to City because of that. That game is going to be like a 3-1, 3-1 in favor of City. They're going to play. Ipswich going to play high. By the end of the day, the experience going to win them. So my prediction is 3-1 in favor of City.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's gonna be a difficult game because Ipswich Town they have some good players and they play with a lot of pressure. And City is a team that can't stand 5 minute pressure. They will capitulate on a 5 minute pressure. That's how they are playing. The way they capitulated against Brentford, that is uncalled for. You cannot throw away 2 goals lead in less than 10 minutes in a game. And they will be playing away. And in the Premier League, away from home, at some stage of the game, it doesn't matter the opposition you playing. At some stage of the game, they're going to put pressure on you. That's how the Premier League is. At some stage, 5 to 10 minute pressure going to be on you. And the City defense is awful. They just signed 2 new defenders from South America, central defender, and they also signed the Egyptian striker Omar Mamouche from Eintracht Frankfurt, a deal that worth €70 million that may rise to 80 million euro with add-on bonuses. But they are not playing tomorrow. And their major problem is the Mayfield and the defense. It's not just the center defense. Even the 2 fullback not good enough. So I can just see that game drawing. I think this is one of the games that Ipswich Town going to get a point from. Because Manchester City, they cannot keep clean sheet. They are unable to keep clean sheet. So I go for 2-2. Ipswich 2. Manchester City 2. And in the La Liga, just 1 second. On Sunday, Real Madrid will be playing at home to La Palmas. Real Madrid currently second place in La Liga, 1 point behind first place Atletico Madrid. They have lost only 2 games this season against Atletico Bilbao and Barcelona. And they play at home, Filippo Inzaghi, on Sunday. What's your take on that game?
2-0.
2-0, okay.
Real Madrid.
All right, Inzaghi, thank you very much. Mr. Corner, your team, Real Madrid, Sunday, they will be at home to La Palmas, and they have a very disappointing result against Barcelona yet again in the Super Cup in the Middle East. They lost 5-2. And now La Liga resume. They have to win that game against La Palmas. What's your take on the game?
Disappointed in the Madrid ball when it comes to the transfer window. You're seeing your team struggling. Lot take into consideration Madrid have been winning games in La Liga. Despite their poor start to the season, they still managed to be second play in the league. But let's face the reality. Take a very good look at Real Madrid. Madrid current squad, they concede goals so easily. All right? They're conceding goals for fun. The Mayfield is not strong enough, to defend, to help the defense. Now you see the defense, you only got one natural center defender in the current squad are playing consistently. All right. And then you got Mendy. He dropped form tremendously. He's not playing, he's not up to the task, he's not moving, he becomes so heavy. And then you're using a winger in right back, you're using a midfielder in defense. Now the transfer window is open. There's a lot of good defender up there. Up to now, you can get one signing to help. We agree. You think that some of your players will come back, or most of them will come back before the end of the season. But this is the crucial time, the crucial part of the season. All right. If you fall short in January, February, your season is over. Your season is over. Look at the game that Madrid lost to Barcelona. As soon as the game started, you scored a goal. But see how Barcelona just dominated the entire game. They just run through your defense. We know Madrid to be a team that can, last season we saw them defending. So the team have become so boring to watch as Real Madrid fan. I must admit that, because your team concedes, unnecessary goal. They just run. Look at Celta Vigo game again in the Copa del Rey, up from 2-0. Let's see how those guys just equal out. Cavaminga came, he just gave the ball away, and then it cost Real Madrid another goal. All right. So that's a disappointment. That's so disappointing. I don't know what they're doing that they cannot bring in one or two players to strengthen their defense. It's so frustrating. But we still a Real Madrid fan. We still believe in the team. We still believe in Florentino Perez. No matter the circumstances, he knows what he's doing. He's very good at getting players on board. He's always good in the market. So maybe they're looking at something that the fan base is not looking at. We're not seeing it from some point. We just wish all of the best. We just want them to recover, try to be strong enough, try to win this La Liga. So that game tomorrow on Sunday is it's a tricky match. Every game become a tricky game for Real Madrid because they're conceding goal too much. This is what I try to start from how the defense have been weakening. The midfield is not strong enough. Um, Madrid don't keep the ball for so long in the game, and it help put pressure on the defense. You got a terrible defense, and then the midfield cannot hold onto the ball for like 5, 10 minutes. All right, and if you do that, the ball gonna keep flowing in your defense, and every time it comes, they score goals. All the games we played, the goals in Madrid concede, it's so easy. It's so easy to run through Madrid defense and score a goal. This is not Real Madrid that we know. All right. So it's gonna be a La Palma is always a tough side when it comes to they in Madrid. They always put out a good fight. They know how to defend, and I know Kylian Mbappe is up to a task now. He's playing well. He last couple of games he been excellent. He scored some brilliant goals. We saw the goal he scored against Barcelona and the goal he scored against Celta Vigo. This is the Kylian Mbappe that we know. All right, he's getting there. And on the other hand, um, Vinicia is done, putting in much as well. I think he got something going on that he need to work on. That everybody been talking about it, which is a character. He need to try to work on it and put in more time. Those things got effect because if you try to do some of those things, the fan gonna keep lashing at you. People don't want to see you doing certain things again, especially retaliation, hitting on players, talking to referee, talking to your opponent. It's not decent. But again, it's he make that to be part of his game. He tried to intimidate the opponent. It's not going to work for you all the time because when they gain against you, your opponent will try to do the same thing. They will try to get at you. They'll try to mock at you, and then if you just lost it, and then you can get penalized for that. You can do something that will give you card. It might cost your team the 3 points. We saw it again. Valencia. So those are things I know that kind of psychologically is playing on him, but he's a professional. All right, I know he will get past it. I know he will gradually he will continue to develop. He will continue to learn. There's still a lot of room. He's still a young player. He's still a good talent. He just need to work on certain things. So if Madrid do everything possible to strengthen that defense, they can still win the La Liga. And you got to start doing that by game of such that coming up on Sunday, Las Palmas. You need to win that game. You need to defend more. And they need to do it as team. All right. You cannot get somebody pressing and the other person is walking. I think Madrid bigger problem have been the entire team now working harder to stop the opposing team coming towards them. And it should start from up front. Those three guys when they're playing up front, Kylian Mbappe is not the one that can press. He does impress. Vinicia don't press that much. And then when you get Rodrigo, the same. Jude Bellingham tried to work. He tried to work a lot because he's playing as a midfielder. He have to. But if you got three guys up there, not doing the pressing from up front, and then when the ball comes, it put pressure on the midfield, and then it enter on the defense. The team is already struggling. Players are playing their position. They're playing different position that they are not. It's not their natural position. So those things are different effect. But I know Real Madrid is a great team. They're going to come through. They're going to fix those things that they're going to. And the manager, the guy, he's a fantastic manager. He will try to work on those things. It requires time. So that game, back to the game, is going to be a tough one. But as a Real Madrid fan, I know Madrid is going to come up 3-1 um, victory tomorrow. They're going to win that game 3-1. There's no way that they can afford to drop points right now because Atletico Madrid is up to the task. They're not waiting to drop points. And Barcelona sitting there, play 5 points behind Real Madrid. Also, want to come back to reclaim their position. They held that position for so long. Now they got some uh, confident after winning the Super Cup, and then they just won heavily against Real Betis in the Copa del Rey. So there's a lot of confidence in the Barcelona team, and any slip from Real Madrid, it will cause them serious problems. So I don't think Madrid is waiting to concede right now. They're waiting to take any defeat to drop points for Barcelona to go up front. So 3-1 is my prediction, and I believe Madrid is going to give that to us tomorrow, on Sunday.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, Madrid is struggling right now, particularly in defense. That's Real Madrid major problem, and they didn't replace Tony Cruz. The defense, the only real defender they have in our defense right now is Tony Rudiger. But the left full back, they need to replace him. Mendy, he is not a good footballer. Going forward, he's awful. Defensively, he's dreadful. And Carvajal is out, so the right full back, they don't have no real right full back right now, and they don't have a center back. And this guy, he's already training with the team. Alaba, I think he will be back soon, and that will be a real boost for them because Militao is still out. But up front, Kylian, Mbappe, Rodrigo, and Vinny Jr. I think Ancelotti will make some tactical changes in our squad because it's good for Rodrigo or Kylian or Vinny. One of them should come from the bench. Starting the three of them right now, I think it's not a good thing. Particularly, you don't have a good defense and you don't have a real defensive midfielder. That's a problem. But I think they're going to be too strong for La Palmas. They're going to be strong for them. I can see them winning. Kylian, Vinny, 4-1 to Real Madrid. That's my score prediction. So we just gave our
Is how much?
4-1 to Real Madrid because I don't think Real Madrid can keep a clean sheet with that defense. So 4-1 to Real Madrid. So we just predict the other Premier League games on Sunday. Everton take on Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur, 14th place in the Premier League. They have now won in their last 5 games. They have lost 11 of the 21 games they played. Mr. Connor, what's your prediction? 14 against 16 against 14.
2-1 in favor of Spurs.
All right. Isagi,
Yes.
what's your prediction? Everton versus Tottenham.
1-0.
So
Tottenham 1. Everton
Tottenham
0.
wants. Okay, my prediction: Everton cannot score. Tottenham defense awful. 1-1. Tottenham Everton 1, Tottenham 1. So Nottingham Forest, they played Nottingham Forest versus the bottom side Southampton. Mr. Connor, what's your prediction?
Forest is going to be too strong for them. That's 2-0 win for Forest.
Izagi, Tottenham, let me say Nottingham Forest. What's your prediction?
Nottingham Forest going to be strong for them tomorrow. 2-0.
2-0 to Nottingham Forest on Sunday. Forest gonna win 3-1. That's my prediction. Forest gonna continue winning, and I think they are in a title race. We can doubt them, but the way they are playing, they remind me about Leicester City 2015-16 season. This is how Leicester City were playing. I can still remember Arsenal were top of the table, Tottenham was second place, and Leicester City, they were third place at the same stage of the season. And people doubted them that they will not even be in the top four, but yet they went to win the Premier League. I'm not saying that Nottingham Forest are going to do the same, but I think they are in a title race. So 3-1 to Nottingham Forest. On Monday, Chelsea, 5 games, 3 points. Their last 5 games in the Premier League, they have won nothing. They have just 3 points. And they will be at home to Wolves. Chelsea will be at home to Wolves. Wolves too, they are struggling. Even though when the new manager came in, their first 3 games under the new manager, they won 2, they draw 1. But since then, they have gone back to factory setting. They lost at home 3-0 to Nottingham Forest. Then they lost away to Newcastle United 3-0. Felipe Inzaghi, what's your take on that? Chelsea against Wolves.
Chelsea is not really performing because they need to change that whole squad. They are not doing nothing. 5 games, 3 points actually is not a good result because if they not take down, you're not even going to be in our top four.
They are fifth place right now.
Okay. If when not take down, you're not going to be in that position now. Because I'm talking about because Manchester City, they're trying to come back for them to qualify for Champions League, even though they are not looking at taking the Premier League now, but what they are looking at now is to qualify for Champions League. And Chelsea, they are not doing well because you have to do something to stem your point to stem in to be in a poor place. If you are not doing that, you go looking at Newcastle United is coming and Nottingham Forest is in a race because they are not even thinking about losing. Chelsea have to do something so they can be in that top four because they are not doing nothing. If they can do something, you're going to go down and all the money they spend behind them. I was telling the scene. They come down. I say Chelsea, they have players, but they are not very performing. The president, they put plenty of money behind the team. But I'm not seeing that.
What's the prediction, Inzaghi? What's the prediction for the game?
My prediction is 1-1.
1-1. So you think Chelsea will not win at home to Wolves? All right, Felipe Inzaghi, thank you very much for that. Mr. Cornell, Chelsea, their last 5 Premier League games, 0 win, lost 2, draw 3. May week, they struggle against Bournemouth. They equal last injury time to draw the game 2-2. What's your take on that game Monday?
Yeah, we're just looking at one aspect of Chelsea conceding goals in every game, but their goal drop from they're not scoring goals as well, especially Nicola Jackson. Most of their recent goals have been scored by Cole Palmer. That's the problem. All right, this guy is not a striker. If your striker cannot be consistent in scoring goals and you just depend on supporting striker, midfielder, winger, it's always going to be a problem. Cole Palmer scored a couple of goals, but Chelsea were winning game 5, and they were scoring 5 goals in a game, 5, 6, 4. This is the kind of phone you need. This is the kind of goal scoring phone that you need to be up there. And when your team conceding goals in every game, and then your average per game become kind of drop to 2 goals in a game, that's a serious problem. And I think this is what Chelsea is going through right now. I don't see them going in the transfer market to go buy another striker. That's not. I don't think they're going to do that right now because they got a huge team for you to go buy another striker in this January transfer. But again, they got so many talent in our team. They got so many guys that can turn teams around when it comes to goal scoring. They just drop their phone a little bit, but they just need to step up their game. They need to change their mentality. They need to start scoring goals again. If they do that, they can get back to where they was. Particularly Nicola Jackson, he need to score. He need to start putting the ball at the back of the net. All right. We know they struggling defensively, but if your team is struggling and then you're not scoring goals, it become a problem. We're just saying the same thing with Real Madrid. Madrid team defense is struggling, but those guys often scoring goals as well. Their goal per game average is good. They're scoring a lot of goals. So you need the same thing with Chelsea. If you cannot score goals, and at the end of the day you're going to concede, it's always going to be tough for you. So Wolf, on the other hand, um, they kind of being off and on as well. So you there's no way you can rate them over Chelsea unless they pull a surprise in that game on Monday. But I do believe Chelsea is going to step up their game with their current performance and stuff like that. They're going to step up their game to try to get back on the winning way. It's not a good thing for them. Keep on drawing, keep on dropping points and all this stuff, and you want to qualify for next season Champion League. They've been out of the Champion League for so long. This is a perfect timing for them. Mercedes performing. They're not performing this season. I can say that for free. Everybody knows that. It's a better opportunity, a great opportunity for Chelsea to capitalize on that, try to win game, put yourself in that position, and beat up there. It will be surprising to see if Chelsea don't finish top four with the kind of investment, the kind of new players, the kind of talents that in our team. If they, that's the least thing they should be able to do this season, get in the Champions League spot. All right. So if they can't get that done, it's not a good thing for them. So that game is going to be a tricky one, but I think Chelsea is going to manage to win 2-1. That's my prediction.
All right, thank you very much for that. And it's gonna be a tricky game because Wolves, they are struggling. They are not too far. They are not too far from the bottom, and they just 17 place, just one place above relegation zone. One place above relegation zone, and the only reason they are 17 because they score more goal than Ipswich Town. Both of them have the same point 16. The goal different minus 17, both of them. But because they score more goal than Ipswich, this is the reason why they are 17. But it is at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea defensively they are awful. Wolves get some good players, but recently they are not scoring. Their last two games they lost 3-0 in those games. And it's going to be a very difficult game. Chelsea too struggling in front of goal. Nicola Jackson, he's struggling to score goals. Even their Sancho, he's not scoring. Madueke, since he scored a hat trick first leg against Wolves, he's struggling in front of goal. But I think Chelsea going to win because Wolves barely score goal. So 2-0 to Chelsea. That's my prediction for that. And before we go, let me just hear the both for your view because Man City this season they have struggled, and Pep Guardiola, he and his wife they've been together for 30 years plus. They just divorced, and she's taking half of a property. Even her mansion in Manchester, they have given it to her. And don't you think because the manager is very crucial to a football team, and mentally, I think Pep Guardiola has been struggling mentally because before people can divorce, there are a lot of things y'all will go through before the divorce. So the question for both of y'all, do you think that problem with his wife it had an impact on Man City season? You muted.
For me, my response to that, you rightly said it that a manager is so. This is why they hired a manager to manage those guys. His ideology, his philosopher got to be imparted into those that on the team in order to give a result or to give a positive result. And those guys have been working together for so long. That could be one factor of it, but um, the main reason that City not performing as compared to their previous season, um, there's a lot of aging player on that team. You're seeing a Kyle Walker trying to leave the team. He's seeing a reality. He knows that um, they cannot do nothing much this season. He knows that there's a lot of players that need to be replaced. He feeling that. He understanding that he himself got to give a new player the chance in order for City to get back get back on their winning way, regular winning way. It's not just what Pet is going through. All right, it's not just that. So a lot of aging players on the team. If you get a starting team that got up to like 5, 6 aging players that hit 32, 33, 34, it's a serious issue. All right, it's a serious issue. The footballing age, as soon as you reach the age of 30, you already are your peak. You are descending. It's just 1 out of 100 you're going to find at that age. They kept on stepping out again. They kept on doing some stuff that they like of Zinedine Zidane, Tony Cruz, Cristiano Ronaldo, or Lionel Messi. You're not going to find too many players like that. Look at Bernardo Silva. What's Bernardo Silva? How many team you think Bernardo Silva can start on in our Premier League right now? When it comes to the big four, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, because he's not putting in the work. He's not doing what he used to do. He lacks the energy. The same with Kyle Walker, Kevin De Bruyne. All right, Gundogan, those guys. You see, Pep Guardiola right now, he kind of rotating his goalkeeper. The same thing. So it cannot just be what the manager is going through. All right, it cannot just be him. So from my point of view, that could be one factor of it. But the main reason behind that dreadful performance is those guys that I just mentioned. They need to re-energize the team. They need a lot of young and energetic folks on our Man City team in order to be where they was. But other than that, you can bring in new manager right now. It probably going to be worse because if you bring new manager right now, he want to come in with his own philosopher. He want to come in with own style of play. They already adapt and used to Pep Guardiola system. It's going to take them time to forget about what they was doing with Pep Guardiola to start to adapt a new system or to adapt new ideology from a new manager. I know they are professional players, but something that you used to doing 4, 5, 6 seasons, and then all of a sudden you got new team coming in. We human, all right. Mentally, is going to take time. So, to answer your question, that could be factored of it. But what I just talked about, they need to change. They need a major reshuffling on City team.
Isaki, what's your take on that?
Psychologically, actually, is playing on him because the wife is it was a lifetime partner because I've seen two of them divorcing. Actually, they play good great major on him now because he not really to himself because your lifetime partner, your children mother, by you people trying to divide like that. Actually, it's not a real sound for the team. Sometimes it be lot of it be God, happiness bring victory because that frustration maybe sometimes you can play on him at the same time it follow through the player then because when the player then hear that actually that is not a good signal for them. Really, it's not really it's really playing on him too. And on the other side too, the player then they are aging. The player they are aging. You need to use another method for them to bring some young player then on the field. And he try to dress some old player like what my brother just said. 30, somebody 30, he 30 years of age, 34 years of at the same time playing. Bernardo Silva, Budogan, Kevin De Bruyne, actually they play Premier League a lot. And Premier League, we all know that Premier League is a hard game. The players that they are running from here and there. They are running here and there. It's a physical game. So you need to really bring some young player on a team now. That is one of the problems. Even though he play on him here in woman problem is one of the issues. But as on the other hand, you got to bring some young player in.
Thank you very much, Filippo Izaki. Before we go, if you are not yet subscribed, please, you that will be watching later, please subscribe. The link is in the description. It's the Football Heritage. So, Filippo is Mr. Connor. What's your parting comment? Because we have come to the end of the show. We have been here for 1.5 hours now.
I just want to say thanks and appreciate. I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to you and Vibrate and our fan up there, all follower, well wisher, all football lover, those that taking their personal time, their personal internet, especially those in Africa, to just watch portion of the podcast and all the stuff. We want to say thank you. We want to say we appreciate whatsoever contribution you giving, for the comments, share, likes, and all the stuff. We want you to keep doing it. Those who haven't subscribed yet, we want you to get the courage. Go there, try to subscribe to the channel. We kind of open to everybody, whosoever that want to come on board to contribute. We open to each and every one of you. This is for everybody. It's not just us. It's not just Mosa. It's not just me. It's not just Fabric. Everybody, we kind of open. Odesai, I know he been having some tough schedule. We urging him to come back on the platform. We need him. I know the team Arsenal going through some stuff, but they just won a game. They won a brilliant game against their city rival. We encourage him to come back and be part of the family. This is a huge family. We are at the starting point. We might be struggling to do things, but in the final analysis, it's going to be a great platform. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate whatever support you give in, taking your time to come and sit up here. You vibe with Musa, Marshall. It's something that we got to say thank you for. So thank you again. We wish to be here after the weekend feature. We'll be here to talk about other stuff on Monday. Thank you guys and have a wonderful weekend.
All right. Thank you very much. Filippo Inzaghi, what's your parting comment, my brother?
Thank you for our viewer who watching our show tonight. I'm very happy. Actually, you are one of the great persons by putting us together. And also, my brother Yaya, thank you. I want to tell all our listeners to please go there and do their subscribe. If you are not yet subscribed, please go and do your subscription. You are welcome to be here with us. Don't be shy. Come and learn something because we are here to discuss about football. I believe that Sunday we will be here again. And thank you for our person, always keeping us together. Yeah, by sharing whatsoever you get in your any sport you get, you can bring it out is very good. We appreciate everybody for listening, and thank you tonight, and thank you all.
Thank you very much, Filippo Inzaghi. Thank you for joining. And we'll be back here on Sunday with a post-match analysis. So thank you once again, Filippo Inzaghi. I will talk to you later. And before we go, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Football Heritage. We'll be back here Sunday and Central Time, 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and 3 p.m. the West Coast time. And if you are not yet subscribed, the link is in the description. Please subscribe to the Football Heritage. The link is there. It is the Football Heritage. Your subscription, your view will help to improve this channel. This is a new journey. We hope for you guys to subscribe. Keep listening to the Football Heritage. Thank you for the support. You guys can have a pleasant night. Or if you somewhere where it is in the morning, good morning to you. Have a pleasant day. Peace. I'm all here.